Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another bear beer review. Thank you for joining me. It's been a little bit of a break since we last had a proper bear beer review. I've just from a new job, which I've been busy trying to get myself sorted in, so that's why I've not been around so often. Although you might have seen the Leeds International Beer Fest video, which I've uploaded, and I had an amazing time there. Tried loads of fantastic beers, and also a couple of not so good beers as well. But hey ho, that's how it goes. So the other thing that happened over the weekend as well is I had a leaving due from my old workplace, and one of my work colleagues bought me this little fellow, which is, you might be able to see if it focuses, a whole brewery bottle opener, which I thought was one of the nicest and most thoughtful gifts that someone's given me actually. It's a really cute little thing, as you can see, and it's a little bit of history from around here. The whole brewery bitter was well loved around here. Not old enough to have tried it myself, but hey, well, I'm sure one day it'll rear its ugly head up again. So, now we're back, we're going to go for something a little bit special. We've got a bottle of Oakham Citra. I've tried this a few times on cask before myself, but I've never tried it from a bottle, so it might be slightly different from a bottle. If you've not heard of Oakham Citra, this is the first commercially brewed UK ale to use Citra. I think it was brewed back in 2009. So you will have heard of Citra if you're into craft ales. Everyone and their dog is using Citra at the moment because it's such a complex and wonderful hop, and it is one of my personal favourite hops as well. And it's exceptionally hard to get your hands on these days. If you're a commercial brewer, home brewing, not so difficult, but if you want it in any quantity, Citra's alright, but bugger to get your hands on. So you can see by the bottle work, it's pretty cool. Although I had one of those disturbing moments, having seen this on pump clips, I didn't notice when you get up close to it, you can see the little fellow has actually got some little teeth on him as well. I always thought he was like a kind of cute little hop guy, but he's actually got teeth. He's actually a little hop devil. Speaking of which, Green Devil is like their amped up version of this beer. Is absolutely stonking, so go and give that one a try. Managed to get my hands on that on York Tap, giving them a little heads up. And I tried this on draft with Matt from the Hop Studio, who's now got up to do brewing and distilling at Heriot Watt, the lucky man. So let's crack it on open and give this beer a try. We'll give it a pour out. And as you can see, it's a lovely light straw colour coming through in the glass. And there's a nice level of head on it as well. Good level of carbonation in this one. Yep, so like I said, it is a kind of light straw colour, a little bit of a tinge of amber coming through on it as well. There's a good couple of finger head going on the top there, nice and thick. I can tell it's going to lace really well when it goes down the side of the glass, just by the way it's sticking to the sides of it as well. In terms of aroma, I was kind of expecting this one to be bursting with life as it came out the bottle, but can't really smell anything yet, so we'll get our nose in. Oh, it's a really good typical citrus smell. It is mangoes and lychees and grapefruit, just this wonderful juiciness. It's like a tropical fruit smoothie, something like that. It's got a really good aroma to it. Like I said, it's not as pungent as I thought it was going to be. It's a little bit subtle. It's you do have to give it a good sniff to kind of get it up there in your nose. But when you get it there, God, it's a lovely smell. It smells remarkably fresh as well. Actually, this one. Best before. Unfortunately, I'll show you this. The best before date has been printed kind of iffily, so all I can see is the batch code and the time it was printed. But I'm assuming this is quite a fresh bottle. Picked it up literally the other day, and it just come in that day in the bottle shop I got it from, so it might be relatively new. So yeah, you get this wonderful hop aroma, the typical citrus smell, just distilled citrus smell, like almost like a hop juice sort of thing. It's really magnificent. Not much coming in the way of malt, but I wouldn't expect any anyway. So without further ado, let's get in there and give it a try. Cheers. Oh yeah, all those complex flavours on the aroma come through on the palate too. You get individually, you get lychees and you get grapefruit and you get mango, and all juicy and wet and thick, kind of like that dank hop flavour that you get. And then there's a magnificent bitterness to this, more so than I felt when I had it on cask, or when I've had it previous times on cask. The bitterness is quite astringent, but in a nice way. It counterbalances those sweet hop flavours really well. And also at the back end of it, you get like a light biscuity malt, a kind of really quite typical Marisotto sort of flavour. Maybe a little bit of crystal in it too to give it some body, I'm assuming. And you get that nice wheaty and biscuity flavour at the back of the throat too. But I mean, this beer is a standard Oakham Ales core beer. It's one of their core 5, I think, they've got at the moment. And this is relatively easy to get your hands on around the country. Before I forget as well, because I always forget, this little fella here is 4.6% ABV. Forgot to say that. This is one of their cold beers, so you can actually get it quite easily around. I've seen this on tap in a couple of places in York, and also I've seen it in 2 different places in Beverley, which is saying a lot because Beverley's a really small place and there's only a couple of pubs that would actually do something as nice as this. So the fact that you can actually get your hands on this, and that this is a core beer, and that this has obviously been reproduced several, I don't know how many gallons of beer they've produced of this, but it'll be ranging in the hundreds now, the hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands even. The consistency of flavour, and that this beer is as good in the bottle as I've tried it on cask. Like I said, it's maybe a little bit more bitter, but I think actually as well the ABV is slightly higher as well. But the hop flavours come through they're a little bit more kapow in this than I've had it on cask, because on cask it depends on so many factors, depends on cellarmanship and many other things as well. But because of the consistency in this beer, that it's been produced so well and it's so crisp and the flavours are so distinct, and there's such a good balance between hop flavour, a little bit of malt in the background, and a nice pungent aroma. This beer has been, the recipe has just been crafted so well. And that's what makes this beer. That's what makes this beer so special. This is a really good example of a very good English ale, quaffable, drinkable, full of flavour, and overall magnificent. I've always liked this beer. It's been one of my favourites. If I ever see it on tap, I'm straight there asking for a pint of it. And as for this is a good 9 out of 10. It's such a good example of a good pale ale. And I'm very biased when it comes to it. I've always liked it. Like I said, I haven't ever tried it in the bottle, so it was interesting to try it in the bottle. There are definitely some differences. There always will be. It's just not going to have the creaminess and smoothness of body as it will do out of cask, but it still holds up well. It's still got a nice medium body for that matter. I didn't mention that earlier, and it's still got as good a flavour as you can get it on cask as well. So a good 9 out of 10. Oakham Ales. Good beer. Like I said, if you see the Green Devil, pick up a pint of that or a bottle of that as well. That's equally, if not better than this as well, but it's amped up in ABV, so it's going to have a much more pungent flavour too. So if you've ever tried this, like, comment, favourite, subscribe, tell me what you think about Oakham Ale Citra. Like I said, it's one of my favourites. And until the next beer review, cheers.